Part 31. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei-Shi Niang. Chapter 301. Lu Ligan fled back to the Felt. When Huang Meli saw him coming back, he said, "What a pity, I forgot you were here today. If I had known this, we could have bought a few boxes of mineral water and used it to take a shower." "That's too luxurious," Lu Ligan said. "You dare to use it, but I don't dare." "I didn't let you use it. I asked you to help me wash it." "That's okay, I can still take a peek," Lu Ligan chuckled. Rogue Huang Meli cursed. She patted the Felt and said, "Lie down and be quiet." The two people lay side by side. Lu Lizan looked at the coconut trees above his head. The coconuts were already ripe, and he was worried whether they would fall. Lu Ligan closed his eyes. After a while, he opened his eyes and looked at Huang Meli beside him. He found that her eyes were wide open and she was staring at the sky above her head, motionless. Lu Ligan looked from her face. "On the screen, I saw that faint sadness again." "Lao Ma. How old are you?" 26, what about you?" "In 4 months, I will be 23. Lu Ligan smiled and said, "Isn't this 22? It will be 23 in 4 months. Lu Ligan teased her, "In 73 years, I will be 100 years old." After Lu Ligan finished speaking, he laughed softly. Huang Meli didn't say a word or laugh. Lu Ligan turned to look at her and was startled. He saw crystal tears hanging from the corners of her eyes. Lu Li stood up and asked, "What's wrong with you?" "Nothing." Huang Meli closed her eyes, wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes with her hands, and said softly, "Lie down, Lao Ma, let's go swimming now." Lu Ligan lay down obediently. After a while, Huang Meli giggled, "Lao Ma, your swimming style is really ugly. Lower your head, keep it parallel to your torso, don't be lazy." Lu Ligan closed his eyes and lay quietly. Although he was doubtful, he knew that Huang Meli didn't want him to know too much. Lu Ligan tilted his ears and listened quietly to Huang Meli's voice. Came. "Lao Ma, open your eyes, have you seen corals? There are so many corals, colorful, oh Lao Ma, there are so many fish, look, this is the long-necked lion, this is the red clown, this is the yellow blue devil, this is the mandarin duck cannonball, this is the stone beauty, this is the saddle fairy, this is blue Spain, this is the fluttering fish, this is the sail bream, this is the moon eyebrow butterfly." Huang Meli stretched out her hand and held Lu Ligan's hand. She counted them one by one. After hearing this, Lu Ligan realized that these strange names were all names of fish. Huang Meli's hand moved excitedly, shaking as if she was actually seeing them. Huang Meli's voice became softer and finally fell silent. She held Lu Ligan's hand and became quiet. The two of them lay quietly. Lu Ligan opened his eyes and saw the snow-white clouds above his head, moving slowly. Moving leisurely. "Lao Ma. Do you want to do something bad? There are no mosquitoes now. Here? Now. I wouldn't dare." "You bastard, who was such a gangster just now?" Huang Meli chuckled. "Then I'm really a gangster, don't think I don't dare." Lu Ligan turned aside, and Huang Meli rolled to the side with a cry, climbed up, giggled and ran away to the side. She ran to the side more than 10 meters away, stood there with a smile on her face, and waved to Lu Ligan, "Come over here." Lu Ligan walked over, and when he was approaching, Huang Meli ran away again, standing more than 10 meters away, smiling and waving to him. Lu Ligan walked over, and she left again. In this way, they walked along the shade of the trees and almost finished walking on the beach. Huang Meli finally stopped and stopped walking. She spread her arms and danced up and down, like a seabird flapping its wings. Her head was slightly raised, and the wind blew her. His hair was flying rustlingly. Lu Ligan walked over, and Huang Meli hugged him. When they returned to Zhangzi, The sun was already setting. Several men and women who came to swim on motorcycles were watching Huang Mei's car. Huang Mei and Lu Ligan said, "Okay, our swimming is over, let's go back." The few people saw them coming and walked away. One of them told them that the car was nice. Another one said that the beauty is also good looking and worthy of her. He was immediately slapped on the back of the head by the girl walking next to him. Lu Ligan and Huang Mei smiled softly. They got into the car, and Huang Mei and Lu Ligan said they would find a place to take a shower first, and then go to eat. Lu Ligan said, "I want to go to Wanghai Tower." "Okay, then go to Wanghai Tower." Lu Ligan knew that she had misunderstood, and said quickly, No, I mean I want to go to Wanghai Tower to find someone. A friend has just returned from the mainland and wants to treat me to dinner tonight." "I want to go too," Huang Mei shouted. Lu Ligan hesitated, thinking, what's the point of having dinner with Zhang Chen and Meng Ping and bringing her with him? How to explain to Zhang Chen? "What, Lao Ma, do you think I will embarrass you by following you?" Huang Mei asked. No, you don't know those two people. We'll get to know each other after dinner. This. If you don't go, I won't go. I'll throw you down. Huang Mei pursed her lips, feeling really angry. Lu Ligan thought to himself, no matter what, this paper can hardly contain the anger. Are you afraid that Zhang Chen will know? Lu Ligan quickly found a reason to defend himself. He said to Huang Mei, "Of course I hope you go, but, just what? It's just that the place we're going to is not very good. It's for coconut chicken hot pot." Across from Aer Liangtang, Huang Mei asked. Lu Ligan asked curiously, "Do you know where it is?" Huang Mei chuckled and said, "What a fuss, I thought I was going somewhere, how could I not know where it is?" Lu Ligan suddenly realized, yes, how could she not know that Huang Mei, before being taken care of by that old man, might have been the same as Jia, and maybe the old man had taken her there. Zhang Chen was sitting in the office. When Lu Ligan came in with Huang Mei, their hair was still a little wet, and Zhang Chen couldn't help but frown slightly. Huang Mei and Lu Ligan had already booked a room in Wanghai building and took a shower. Huang Mei also changed clothes. Of course, if they were to book a room today, with Huang Mei here, there would be no need for Zhang Chen. The receptionist handed the key card to him. Huang Mei looked at Lu Ligan and felt that this man seemed familiar. As soon as the two people left, the bellman came over and muttered to the receptionist, "Why was he with Miss Huang? Who is he? Why does he look familiar to me? I'm with Mr. Zhang from Panchi. We don't often meet him in the cafeteria." Oh, the receptionist suddenly realized and smiled slightly. Lu Ligan introduced to Zhang Chen that this was Xiao Huang, Huang Mei. He also told Huang Mei that this was Zhang Chen, my good brother. He designed the decoration of our company and Wanghai Tower. Really, Huang Mei exclaimed in surprise, this lobby is so beautifully designed. I thought it was designed by a foreign design company, but I didn't expect it was you. I can brag to others in the future. Huang Mei reached out her hand generously and shook Zhang Chen's hand. Zhang Chen quickly said thank you. Zhang Chen felt in his heart that this girl was not annoying at all. When had she been with Lu Lipol? Why haven't you heard him say that? Where's Meng Ping? Lu Ligan asked. He's been here, just go back and take a shower. Coming. As soon as Zhang Chen finished speaking, Meng Ping's voice sounded at the door. He walked in and saw that not only Lu Ligan had arrived in the office, but there was also a girl. He was stunned for a moment. After Lu Ligan introduced them, Meng Ping said, "That's great. You are the most beautiful girl I have ever seen in Haikan, pretty girl." Huang Mei giggled, "Do you say this to all the girls you meet?" Meng Ping said, "Yes, I have said this before. From now on, I will tell them that you are the second most beautiful girl I have ever seen in Haikan." The others laughed, and Zhang Chen thought to himself, this Lu Ligan is so smooth-tongued, and here comes Meng Ping, who is as good as him, and it will be lively now. Meng Ping looked at the time and said it was almost time. Where should we go to eat? Zhang Chen looked at Huang Meili, and then looked at Lu Ligan with questioning eyes. Does that mean, if Huang Meili is here, are you still going there? It's okay, she knows where it is, Lu Ligan and Zhang Chen said. Meng Ping was surprised on the side, what a good place, but it seems so mysterious to you. Zhang Chen, Lu Ligan, and Huang Meili all smiled and did not answer Meng Ping. The four of them went to the coconut chicken hot pot restaurant, but there was no space and they had to queue up. The four of them sat there waiting for a table. Meng Ping complained, I asked you to pick a place. If you pick a food stall, are you afraid that I will have no money, or do you want to do it for me? Save money. Save your shoes, Zhang Chen said with a smile, it's close here, just a few steps away. Meng Ping sat there and saw the problem as he watched. He saw that most of the people coming in and out were in pairs. Every girl was beautiful. Lu Ligan smiled and asked him, Meng Ping, how are you? Are you seeing the second most beautiful girl in Hiken? I saw good cabbages, but they were all eaten by pigs. Of course, Meng Ping could see what these girls and the various men around them were doing, and Meng Ping said angrily. Everyone else laughed. When Lu Ligan was smiling, he peeked at Huang Meili beside him and found that she was also smiling happily. Has she forgotten that she is also a good cabbage? The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Shi Niang. Chapter 302. The waiter poured the chicken into the pot, and Huang Meili whispered to her, Thank you, we will do it ourselves. The waiter nodded and walked away, knowing that they didn't want to be disturbed. After a few minutes, the water in the pot boiled, and the heat pushed against the lid, making a popping sound. Lu Ligan stretched out his hand to lift the lid of the pot. Huang Meili placed it on his hand and patted it gently, wait a minute. After waiting for another 4 or 5 minutes, Huang Meili opened the lid of the pot, and a scent of fragrance came to her face. Huang Meili lowered the heat of the cassette stove to the minimum, used a spoon to remove the layer of foam on the top, and said to them, It's ready to eat. Meng Ping took a piece of chicken, dipped it in the dipping sauce, put it in his mouth, and shouted while eating, Well, it's delicious, fresh, tender, not bad, not bad. I must bring the 3 girls from my company here tomorrow eat. Lu Ligan and Zhang Chen smiled softly. Huang Meili leaned over and lowered her voice and said to Meng Ping, Others will misunderstand you if you act like this. What's the misunderstanding? I thought you were a pimp. Look here. Where is a man bringing 3 women here to eat? What should we do? You can bring 2 of them, 3 boys and 3 girls, it will be normal, Huang Meili and Meng Ping said. Yes, yes, that makes sense, Meng Ping said quickly. Zhang Chen also said, Thank you, beautiful lady, for helping us get another meal. It's a joke, if you want to have a meal, I can take you there every day, Huang Meili said. The 3 men all laughed, and Meng Ping shouted. Then you won't become the leader of the beggar clan. Then am I Huang wrong? Huang Meili shook her head and said proudly. Meng Ping, how much money did you get when you returned to Wuxi this time? Lu Ligan asked. Wrong, financing, how much money has been raised, what does it mean? Meng Ping corrected, financing is such an advanced act, you say it is like fraud. Change the soup without changing the medicine. Lu Ligan didn't say anything, but Huang Meili said. Meng Ping chuckled, look, this is maintenance. But I, Meng Ping, have no intention of lying to others. Meng Ping stretched out 3 fingers towards Lu Ligan and said to them, 3 million. Your whole body is not worth 3 million. Why do people believe you? Lu Ligan exclaimed. Meng Ping said with some pride, I told you, in Wuxi, I, Meng Ping, have no other reputation, but I still have a little face. Yes, 3 million, your face is worth a bit. Jiang Chen raised his cup, here, I respect your face. Everyone raised their glasses and drank it all. Tell me, how did your face turn into 3 million, Lu Ligan urged, damn it, it seems difficult to exchange my face for 30,000. Simple, I found 3 friends, one is the president of a bank, and 2 are general managers of 2 companies. One of them guaranteed the other, and they borrowed 3 million from the bank, and lent the 3 million to me. It's that simple. Yes, but the 2 companies I found were designed. In fact, it was not me. It was my friend who was the president who helped me design it. I came forward to find it. The company that provided the loan was a private company. Once the loan reached him, I went in the morning. It was transferred to my account in the morning, and the money is easy to get out. The company that guarantees it is a state-owned enterprise. They are well known in the local area, so there is no problem with the guarantee qualification. He vouched for you easily. Whatever these are, they are all friends. It's just a matter of a few meals and an official seal. When Meng Ping said this, he laughed. Jiang Chen and the others were all puzzled by his laughter and asked him, what's so funny about this? No, you know, when I returned to Wuxi, how much money did I still have in my pocket when I was the poorest? Meng Ping asked. 150,000, Huang Meili said. Lu Ligan immediately interrupted her, no, when he arrived in Haikan, his entire possessions were only 100,000 yuan. He also rented a house, applied for a license, and had other expenses. Lu Ligan did the math and said to Meng Ping, 20,000. Meng Ping exclaimed, I will fly back with 20,000 yuan. Time is money. Why should I waste my time on long-distance buses and trains? 8,000, Jiang Chen said. Meng Ping laughed loudly, revealed the answer to the mystery, and said to them, I still have 37 yuan. 2 of them are still coins. Ah, the 3 people were shocked. 37 yuan, then you don't even have enough money to treat someone to a meal, Huang Meili said. Fortunately, treating guests from mainland China is not as expensive as Hainan, especially not so much at night, Meng Ping said. On the day I arrived, my sister and her boyfriend had just received their wages, so I gave them I got my salary and treated myself to the first meal, and those invited that day were all my brothers. Your sister is quite unlucky, Lu Ligan said. Huang Meili giggled, I wish I had a brother like this. Lu Ligan glanced at her and shouted, me, I am most willing to do this job that only costs money. As soon as the words came out of his mouth, Lu Ligan regretted himself and cursed in his heart, damn you, isn't that what you are doing now? Aren't you spending Huang Meili's money? Lu Ligan felt embarrassed when he thought about it. Fortunately, everyone's attention was on Meng Ping. Huang Meili was still under the table, holding his hand and squeezing it affectionately, like a puppy. He ran over and rubbed against your calf. Meng Ping continued, while eating, I told the brothers that I came back to beg for alms this time. None of you here can run away. You all need to help me. If anyone feels that he or she is in difficulty, or that I, Meng Ping, am not worth helping, well, you get up. I, Meng Ping, will toast you a drink and then ask you to leave. From now on, we will still be acquaintances and friends, but we will no longer be brothers. You're a naked threat, Jiang Chen scolded. Of course, I was forced to have no choice. When I was stabbed 1,000 times, my brother didn't come out to block 2 of the stabs for me. What do you call a brother? Well said, Huang Meili praised. Thank you, Meng Ping nodded towards Huang Meili, and he said, at that time, let me tell you, the scene suddenly became tragic. I stood there holding the cup, and it felt like the wind was rustling and the water was cold. It feels real, I won't lie to you. The 3 people listened and were moved. Meng Ping continued, fortunately, I am very happy. None of the brothers here stood up. As I stood there, the tears kept flowing. They in turn encouraged me. I was asked to sit down, but I refused. Finally, a brother stood up and raised his cup. He told me, "Mengping, you don't be in such a panic. You're not asking us to follow you to kill people and buy goods. I'll drink this wine with you. After drinking this glass of wine, what can I do to help? I will help you even if I lose all my money." Everyone else stood up and we drank the wine. I told them, "Okay, it's still a saying from the ancients, life is a death, death is a weed. If I, Mengping, make a difference in the future, I will definitely repay you. Let me raise my head. I will not be completely calm." In the next few days, those brothers made their own arrangements. There is one person with me every day. If I need to do something, I will do it. When I need to pay for it, he will pay for it. I don't know who it is. Money, and where the money comes from. After Mengping finished speaking, the four of them were silent, surrounded by the singing and dancing birds. It was someone else's drinking party. For them, this story was a bit tragic, and the wine was a bit bitter. Huang Mei picked up the wine glass and said to Mengping, "Brother Meng, let me toast you. I believe you will succeed. And you, Brother Zhang and Lao Ma, you will also succeed." Lao Ma, Zhang Chen, and Mengping were all stunned for a moment. They didn't know who was Lao Ma here. Isn't Lao Ma the chief of the Ma section of the Industrial and Commercial Bureau? Me, Lu Ligan and Zhang Chen and Mengping said, "Mei is talking about me. We met because of the chief of Ma section, so Mei always calls me Lao Ma." Lu Lizang simply told Zhang Chen and Mengping how he met Huang Mei. The two of them laughed. Mengping said, "Gangzi, in fact, when you went to chat with Xiao Huang in the corridor of the Industrial and Commercial Bureau, it was premeditated." Bar. Lu Ligan didn't say yes or no, he just smiled. Zhang Chen laughed, meaning there was no need to ask, wasn't it obvious? "That's right." Huang Mei opened her eyes wide, looked at Lu Ligan, and said, "There were so many people queuing up at that time. Why didn't you ask other people instead of asking me?" Mengping smiled and said, "If I were a stick, I would also come and ask you. In such a hummed-up place, only beautiful women can bring a glimmer of light." "Is it true, did you have a premeditated plan, Lao Ma?" Huang Mei asked. "You have a kind face and a kind face. The main reason is that you have a kind face and look like you are willing to help others," Lu Ligan said with a smile. "Wonderful, that's well said," Mengping laughed. "When I talk to beautiful girls from now on, not only is she the second most beautiful girl in Hiken, but I also say that she looks like she is willing to help others." Huang Mei giggled. "You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment." The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Shi Niang. Chapter 303. "By the way, Mengping, you're back in Hiken, what are you going to do?" Lu Ligan said. 3 million is a lot, but it's still not enough if you want to build a house." "I don't want to build a house. I haven't reached that point yet and my financial resources don't allow it," Mengping said. "Then what are you going to do? The company is open and you talk about your dreams with those girls every day." Zhang Chen was also curious. Mengping waved his hand. "No," he said, "I have already thought about it on the way here. Everyone should give full play to their own strengths. For example, if you Zhang Chen is good at design, you can do decoration. The Pole is eloquent, so he goes to deceive people. You're the one humming fooling people," Lu Ligan scolded. Mengping laughed loudly. "Don't worry, I don't mean any harm in what I say. Those who can deceive people are all great talents. You see, philosophers are all capable of deceiving people. What about pure rational criticism, negation of negation, existence is nothingness? Who can tell why? What's the use of all this? You and a farmer are going to fool you and see if they don't give you a hoe. But they can deceive the elites of society, especially those who think they are smart. They deceive these people into being stunned, and deceive themselves into great philosophers. The same goes for those politicians. Zhujiang can deceive three people. Dividing the world and deceiving himself into the position of prime minister, Hitler could deceive someone who you thought would deceive him into World War II. Is it easy? Do you know who I admired most when I was a child? Shi Yang, the lawyer Shi Yang in the movie The Storm. Look at that deceptive style. Stop being so nagging, tell me what your specialties are, Lu Ligan scolded. I have been working in an agency and am good at handling relationships between superiors and subordinates. I am not bragging. Let me tell you that in our compound, although I, Meng Ping, am a small personnel bureau coder, I am not well known. Secretary Yeu, the mayor, and even the gatekeeper would get up and open the door for me in the middle of the night when they heard it was me calling the door in the middle of the night. Wuxi is Wuxi, and Heiken is Heiken. You are nothing here. You can't even fool the armed police at the gate of the Heiken Party Committee courtyard, Lu Ligan said. Meng Ping glanced at him and said, the armed police are not the people I want to have a good relationship with. The people in the building are. My job is to drink tea, eat KTV, and go from this office to that office every day, smoking and chatting. What do you want to do? Lu Li asked curiously. Going to business. Is this how it goes? That's right. Think about it, every piece of land in the city comes from that building. That's the source. If I don't go there to do business, where else would I go? Meng Ping said with a smile. He wants to resell the red line map, Huang Meili suddenly said. When the three of them heard Huang Meili's words, they were all startled. Meng Ping looked at her and wondered, how do you know? Huang Meili giggled and said, of course I know. She explained to Lu Ligan and Zhang Chen that the land in Heiken is basically transferred by government agreement. He wants to use the connections to obtain this right. If the government department gives you the red line map, it is equivalent to confirming that you own the land. Rights, but not actual ownership. Actual ownership must wait until the land transfer fee is paid. However, there is a grace period for the government to collect land deposits. There are no strict regulations on this grace period. It depends entirely on connections. You pay a small amount of money as a deposit and get the red line map. You can even do it without a deposit. Just get the red line map in hand. Here, it depends on relationships, and there are no strict explicit requirements. After you get the red line map, there is a window period until the land transfer fee is actually paid. You can then operate. You can sell the red line map to others at a higher price, which means transferring the right to purchase the land under the agreement to others. You make huge profits from it. Huang Meili talked eloquently. Zhang Chen and Meng Ping became more and more curious as they listened. They all wondered where this girl came from. How could she know all this? Lu Ligan listened and understood. He thought that the old man must also be engaged in this kind of business. Huang Meili accompanied him outside to socialize, and even listened. What's weird about this? Expert, Meng Ping shouted, beauty, how do you know this? Huang Meili giggled, someone I know does this, I heard it. Lu Ligan thought, sure enough. Meng Ping nodded and asked, how did they do? You said this person I know, Huang Meili asked. Meng Ping said yes. It's big and I know a lot of money is being made. Beauty, can you introduce me to her? This. Huang Meili hesitated, and she said, it doesn't seem very convenient. As you know, people who do this kind of thing are basically in a small circle, and outsiders generally can't get in. Understood. That's it, Meng Ping kept nodding, I also want to build my own small circle. I think I have the ability. Huang Mei nodded. Then what are you going to do next? Lu Ligan asked. Buy a car first, buy a big brother, and pretend to be a rich man. Everyone is willing to deal with the rich. No one will believe what the poor say, Meng Ping said. What car should I buy? Lu Ligan asked. De Ben. Yes, I sleep in the office at night, drive a Mercedes-Benz during the day, and talk about business with Big Brother in my hand, Zhang Chen said with a smile. What's the matter? No one comes to my office anyway. It's not like Hiken people talk about things, so no one talks in the office. It's either a hotel or a KTV. Brother Meng, it seems uneconomical for you to buy a car like this, Huang Mei said. Oh, then what do you think I should buy? Meng Ping asked Huang Mei. Many people register a joint venture and then apply for a tax-free quota to buy it, Huang Mei said. If it is a Mercedes-Benz, a car can be hundreds of thousands cheaper. Are they those black brand cars on the street? No, black brand cars belong to wholly foreign-owned enterprises, but joint ventures can apply for quotas. Lu Ligan remembered that Huang Mei's car was a black brand car. Could it be that the old man next to her was a Hong Konger like Mr. Han, just like Wien Wen? But we are all mainlanders, how can we set up a joint venture or sole proprietorship? Meng Ping was puzzled. Huang Mei smiled. Do you think those joint ventures and sole proprietorships are all run by people from abroad? No, they are just borrowing the heads of people from Hong Kong or Taiwan. In fact, the real bosses are all mainlanders. What's more, the Chinese registering an offshore company outside and then investing in China is considered a foreign invested enterprise. This is done to obtain policy and tax benefits. Offshore company, Meng Ping said with a smile. Why don't I understand this at all? Alas, I feel like a bumpkin. Huang Mei giggled. I don't understand either, I just heard what others said. Lu Ligan thought that the person you were listening to was the old man. Lu Ligan had a vague feeling that the old man's business was so big that he could not imagine it. But it's too late to do this now. My loan has a time limit, so I have to race against time, Meng Ping said. Lu Ligan remembered what Mr. Han had said to him in the morning about Hong Kong and Taiwanese businessmen. Lu Ligan said that with Meng Ping, you can rent a car instead of spending so much money on buying a car. Rent a car? Where can I rent one? Not only Meng Ping, but also Zhang Chen and Huang Mei were surprised. Renting a car was unheard of at the time. Lu Ligan and Meng Ping said that the current economic downturn has caused many Hong Kong and Taiwanese bosses to temporarily close their companies and their people have returned to Taiwan and Hong Kong, but their cars are still here and can be rented from them. You think, if they park their car and don't drive it, wouldn't it be a waste? If they rent it to you, they will get at least an income every month. As for you, you don't have to spend millions to buy a car, instead spending tens of thousands every month. Just rent, and the money can be saved for other things. When you have money, it's not too late to buy a car. Yes, this is a good idea. Parking the car there and not driving it for a long time is not good for the car, Huang Mei said. Meng Ping also became excited. He shouted, of course I can't ask for such a good thing, but who can I rent this car from? I don't know any Taiwanese or Hong Kong people. I only know a few of you in Hiken. For this to be possible, there must be two conditions, Zhang Chen said. One is to find the car owner, and the other is to have a suitable middleman. The car owner trusts him, and he trusts you. Otherwise, you need to find the car owner. If he drives to the mainland and doesn't come back, where will he find you? Lu Ligan thought of a person and said, Meng Ping, I will ask him tomorrow. He may know these Taiwanese and Hong Kong bosses. That's great, Pol. It's up to you whether my cannon can be fired, Meng Ping shouted. Huang Mei lay next to Lu Ligan's ear and whispered to him, if it doesn't work for you, just tell me and I will help. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Shi Niang. Chapter 304. After the four people finished eating, Meng Ping took a taxi and left. Zhang Chen, Lu Ligan, and Huang Meili walked back and entered the construction site through the gate of Wuzishan Road. When passing Zhang Chen's office, Lu Ligan and Zhang Chen said, "You haven't gone back yet, have you?" "I'll come down later." Huang Meili heard this and said to Lu Ligan, "Lao Ma, you stay here, I'll go upstairs and take a shower first." Lu Ligan said yes, then I'll come up after the conversation. The two people walked into the office and sat down. Zhang Chen looked at Lu Ligan and said with a smile, "This girl is not bad." "Lao Ma, what are you going to do?" "I'm having a headache here." Lu Ligan was so anxious that he even came out with a Hainanese accent. "I thought it was Wenwen and Qian, but it turns out there is Huang Meili." Zhang Chen said, "Are you dazzled and unable to start?" Lu Ligan shook his head and said, "Actually, the choice is not difficult. From the beginning to now, everyone knows that Wenwen and Qian are just for fun, and no one takes it seriously. We can't have a future with this Huang Meili." "Why?" Zhang Chen was curious. Lu Ligan hesitated for a moment, then plucked up the courage to say, "She has someone to support her. Their day's expenses can be as much as mine for a month, but I can't afford it." Zhang Chen was startled and shouted, "Are you crazy? How dare you touch such a person and be so high profile? He is not Jianqiang. If he is discovered, it will not be as simple as beating you up." After Zhang Chen finished speaking, he suddenly thought of Gu Shufang and scolded himself in his heart. "It's really easy to talk to others. Damn it, don't you even dare to touch Hai Bassian's wife?" It seems that these men and women are both extremely lustful and cowardly once they mess around. Zhang Chen remembered that when he was a child, those women who were caught having an affair would be hung up with a string of broken shoes and paraded on a high stool on the cross street. In that country, even men and women dancing together would be arrested as hooligans. During this era, the phenomenon of stealing wives and piercing their concubines was still emerging in endlessly. When the upper body of a person is controlled by reason, that is, by human nature, there is nothing that can be done about any doctrine. Those who talk about doctrine cannot control themselves. Lu Ligan frowned and said, "I know it too, and I know that sooner or later I will die from this, but I just can't control myself. When I'm with Wenwen Qian and Huang Meili, I feel very relaxed. Because you don't need to restrain yourself, or even motivate and alert yourself, but when you are with Lu Yun, you don't feel like this." Lu Lipo lit a cigarette, took a puff, and continued, "To be honest, when I am with Lu Yun, I feel very reserved. I feel that I am not as good as her in everything. I can't catch up if I don't study for 3 days, and I am asked every day if you keep improving and don't work hard, there is a risk of being left behind by her. Damn it, it doesn't seem like you're in love, it's all about learning to compete. You must have low self-esteem. Those from fake Zhejiang University can't keep up with those from real Peking University." Zhang Chen said with a smile. "A bit, really. I feel that when I am with Wenwen and the others, I am tall, but when I am with Lu Yun, I become shrinking. But have you ever thought that this is real, and that tallness of yours is an illusion?" "But it's so tiring," Lu Ligan shouted. "I want to tell you, the trouble is not here, the trouble is, after my company opens, this Huang Meili will definitely go there often. If you want to avoid being kicked off, it's impossible to discover with Li Yang. You are looking for death, and you dare to take her to the company. Don't forget that it's not just Qiang and Li Yang, but also Sun Ho. If you dare to bully Lu Yun, they will come to settle the score with you. Also, the person behind Huang Meili, if we find out about you and call us, it will affect not only you, but your company as well." Lu Ligan was stunned. Why didn't he think of this? He felt like he was breaking out in a cold sweat. Yes, although he didn't know who the old man was, the other party must be very powerful. Once something happened, his most direct thoughts would not only be I want to beat you up and punish your company until it closes down. Who are you? If you dare to stir up trouble at the age of the year, who are you going to punish if you don't punish me to death? Lu Ligan murmured, it's over, what should we do? Zhang Chen scolded, what should I do? That thing grows on you. If you can't control it yourself, no one can. I just can't help myself, Lu Ligan cursed and stood up and walked out of the door. Lu Ligan arrived upstairs. Huang Meili had already finished taking a shower. She was wearing a hotel nightgown and was sitting on the sofa watching Hong Kong TVB's TV series Eagle of the Earth. Seeing Lu Ligan come in, Huang Meili shouted, old Ma Lao Ma, come here and take a look. Do you think brother Zhang Chen looks like Wu Jinyu in this movie? Lu Ligan walked over to take a look, and it looked a bit like him. Lu Ligan bent down to hug Huang Meili, but Huang Meili stretched out her foot, pressed against his chest, and pushed him away. Huang Meili shouted, go and take a shower. After you take a shower, watch a TV show. There is another episode today. This TV show is very good. Lu Ligan stood there, looking at Huang Meili, and suddenly asked in a confused manner, if you don't go back, what will happen if your old man knows that you are with me? Without thinking, Huang Meili said, throw you into the sea, that's light. I'll probably put you on Wuzi Mountain and lock you up with the black pigs. After saying that, Huang Meili looked up at Lu Ligan and said to him, but don't be afraid. I will protect you. He is afraid of me. Lu Ligan cursed in his heart, I'm afraid of you. That's because I don't know that you are messing around outside. I always give way to you. If I know that you are outside with other men, I'm afraid I will even kill you. Pack them up together, throw them into the sea together, and lock them together with black pigs. They won't even be locked in a humming pig pen. Lu Ligan shook his head and turned to go to the bathroom. At around 9 o'clock the next morning, Lu Ligan and Huang Meili had morning tea on the second floor. Huang Meili said she wanted to go back to her room and sleep. Lu Ligan said, I won't accompany you up there. I have to go and get busy. Huang Meili said yes, only bad guys would not go out until noon. Lu Ligan went downstairs and arrived at Zhang Chen's place. The two of them sat and smoked a cigarette in silence. Zhang Chen had already told Lu Ligan what he needed to say. There was nothing to belabor about now. Just look at Lu Ligan. What did you do? But looking at his stupid look, Zhang Chen felt suspicious that this bastard would basically go all the way to the dark side. But when it got dark, there was no way to deal with it, and Zhang Chen felt a headache. Lu Ligan was always thinking about what Huang Meili said to him last night, but he did not dare to tell Zhang Chen this. Telling him would only further confirm what he said last night. After smoking a cigarette, Xiao Su came in with a few pieces of paper in his hand. Lu Li stood up and said to Zhang Chen, you are busy, I will leave first. Lu Ligan and Xiao Su nodded and walked out. Xiao Su gave those pieces of paper to Zhang Chen. There was also a drawing underneath. Zhang Chen looked at it and saw that it was the additional budget for the secret room. As an additional project, it would be added to the original project. Xiao Su asked Zhang Chen to sign it. Chen looked at Xiao Su and asked, what's going on? As long as Zhang Chen signs, the secret room will no longer be secret and will be revealed in the entire project. Not only will it appear in the budget and final accounts of the project, this drawing will also be added to the entire set of drawings of the project. Zhang Chen is strange, yes, didn't Mr. Fu always admit that this was a secret project and couldn't be known to others? Now, which one was singing this? Xiao Su smiled and said, I don't know either. You don't know the boss yet. He will go wherever he thinks. It will be difficult to hide this appearance again, Zhang Chen reminded. Yes, I told Mr. Fu so too, he knows. Xiao Su shook his head, ignore him, just sign it. Zhang Chen picked up the pen and signed the words. Lu Ligan left Zhang Chen's office, walked out of the gate of Wuzishan Road, walked to the small shop, picked up the phone on the counter, and called the ghost guy's office. As soon as the call was connected, the ghost guy's voice came from the phone. Luligan shouted. "Yes, you are already in the office. You are the most diligent ghost guy I have ever seen. If you fart, hurry up. I have something to ask you." "Okay, come here, I'll be in the office all morning." Luligan hung up the phone, asked his boss to take a sandwich, opened it, opened a pack, threw one to the boss, and told the boss, "If you smoke, if it is a fake cigarette, smoke yourself to death first." The boss scolded, "Give me the whole bag and I'll smoke it for you." "It's a beautiful thought." Luligan cursed, picked up other cigarettes and left. He put the cigarettes into the storage box of the motorcycle. He straddled the motorcycle and did not walk away. Instead, he lit the cigarette in his mouth and fiercely, after taking a few puffs, when there was still half a cigarette left, I threw the cigarette away, started the motorcycle and left. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Shi Niang. Chapter 305. Luligan walked into Gui Lao's office. When Randall saw him, he stood up and walked over with open arms. Luligan quickly shouted, "No, no, don't humming come over. I just had breakfast." Randall laughed loudly, "If you throw up, you'll treat me to lunch." Luligan was still caught by him and hugged him. Luligan pushed him away, looked at the chest hair exposed in his shirt, and cursed, "How many days have you not washed this hair of yours?" Randall patted his chest and said to Luligan, "I just washed it this morning and applied mousse." "How is it? Do you want to do it again?" "It must have been shoe polish," Luligan cursed. Randall sat back in his seat and waved his hand, asking Lulipole to sit opposite him. Luligan sat down, told Randall about renting a car, and asked him if any of his friends had cars to stay in Hiken. "That friend of yours, do you trust him?" Randall asked. "I believe he is my brother. Tell him to come over and talk to me, and I'll rent him my car." "No joke." "I'm not kidding, really." "Then what do you drive yourself?" "Haha." Randall smiled happily, "I have a friend who went back to Hong Kong and left me his office keys and car keys. I drove his car, so I can rent my own car too. Are you friends?" "Damn you, you are not only the most diligent ghost guy I have ever seen, but you are also the stingiest and most calculating ghost guy," Luligan cursed. Randall shook his head, raised his hands, like a gorilla, waving his palms at himself. "I have the money to pick up girls. Any girl who meets you will be unlucky." "Nonsense, all the girls I picked up are obsessed with me and look down on little guys like you," Randall shouted. "What do you mean by ghost bullshit? This is it? If the ghost man's words can be believed, then you are going to see a ghost," Luligan scolded. Mengping received a call from Luligan, asked for the address, and rushed over immediately. Luligan introduced them to each other. Randall still gave Mengping a hug. Unlike Luligan, Mengping he didn't resist Randall's hug at all. While hugging him, he patted Randall's back in a friendly manner. Letting go of Mengping, Randall made a face at Luligan. Luligan knew what he meant and glared at him. The three of them sat down, and Luligan took a Hong Kong Zhengming magazine from Randall's table, read the political gossip in it, and let the two of them talk among themselves. Mengping and Randall quickly agreed on the price of renting a car, which was RMB 18,000 per month for 6 months. If there was an accident, Mengping would be responsible for all the insufficient compensation from the insurance company. Mengping said that this was originally that's what it should be, I own the car and I pay for it myself. Randall then made a request. If it was a major accident, and the accident cost more than 2,000 yuan, Mengping would give him an additional 20% of the repair cost. "What kind of money is this?" Mengping asked. "The depreciation fee plus the moral comfort payment," Randall said. "Firstly, it allows you to take good care of the car and don't drive it like a tank. Secondly, my good car was damaged by you, even though it was repaired. But I still feel pain here, don't you want to compensate me? Randall said with his hands on his chest. Meng Ping looked at Lu Ligan and said with a smile, I didn't expect this foreigner to be so cunning. Lu Ligan said, it's not surprising, he is Ba Jin's younger brother. Ba Jin, is he the one who wrote Thunderstorm? Randall asked. Oh, my Chen Bailu. Thunderstorm was written by Cao. Chen Bailu is not from Thunderstorm, but from Sunrise, illiterate, Lu Ligan scolded. Randall quibbled, after a thunderstorm, doesn't the sun rise? Oh, I remembered, Ba Jin wrote home, spring and autumn. Why did you say I was his younger brother? He is Ba Jin and you are Jing Ba. Lu Ligan cursed angrily. Randall and Meng Ping laughed. Randall said fine, I will print it on the business card and say I am Ba Jin's younger brother. Fine Berndl. Okay, I agree, Meng Ping said. Randall then asked for a deposit of 50,000 yuan. He said, if you don't have a deposit, the car crashes. If you throw the car at the repair shop and don't pick it up, what will I do? Lu Ligan quickly said, stop it, this is the last one, and there can be no other requirements. Randall smiled and said, I have finished all my requests. Okay, that's it, I agree, Meng Ping said. Meng Ping asked if he wanted to draft a contract. Randall said no, just write down these few clauses. You write, and the words I wrote are all earthworms, and you can't recognize them. Lu Ligan took the pen and paper and briefly wrote a few points about what they discussed. The two of them saw that there were no problems and signed. Meng Ping took out 2 blank cash checks from his bag, filled out one for 50,000, which was the deposit, and filled out another one for 180,000, which was 6 months' rent. He dried the ink and handed it over. Randall took out the car key from his bag and told Meng Ping that the car was in the underground parking lot and the Pole knew the license plate. It would be yours for the next 6 months. Lu Ligan and Meng Ping stood up and said goodbye to Randall. Randall and Meng Ping hugged each other and patted each other on the back. Lu Ligan knew that he was coming towards him next and ran out quickly. Standing at the elevator entrance, Lu Ligan asked Meng Ping, do you have a driver's license? No. Can you drive? Won't. Then why are you anxious? Let's go to that place and find a driver. Lu Ligan knew that he was talking about the East Lake recruitment wall, so he said yes, I will take you there. Of course you take me there, otherwise the security will chase me away, Meng Ping said. The two of them arrived at the East Lake recruitment wall. It was the same as last time. Lu Ligan stood aside and Meng Ping shouted, we are looking for drivers, car drivers. After a shout, more than a dozen people gathered around. A security guard in the distance saw the movement here and walked towards here. Lu Lepole waved his hand. The security guard saw him and stepped back. Meng Ping saw a woman in her 30s among the crowd, and asked, can you drive? The woman nodded. Where are you from? Xianing. Where is Xianing? Next to Wuhan. What did you originally do? I'm in Wuhan, driving a bus. Meng Ping nodded, okay, it's just you, let the others disperse. The other people dispersed, and the woman asked, boss, where should I go for the interview? Interview? Already had an interview, Meng Ping said. Really, the woman was excited, then when can I go to work? Now, come with me. The woman hesitated, and Meng Ping asked, what, are you having difficulty? No, my stuff is over there, please help me look at it, the woman said. Then go get it and follow me, Meng Ping said. Okay, right away. The woman disappeared into the crowd, and Lu Ligan came over and asked, is this good? Okay, how complicated is it to find a driver, Meng Ping said. The two stood and waited for a while. When the woman came back, Lu Ligan and Meng Ping were shocked. They saw that the woman had a big bag on her back and a 2 or 3-year-old child in her arms. This, 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 what is this operation? Meng Ping asked, is this your child? The woman nodded, yes, my daughter, boss, don't worry, I promise that I will make arrangements and won't delay your work. You came to Hainan alone, Lu Ligan asked. No, too, me and my daughter, the woman answered. I mean, is there no one else, Lu Ligan asked. No, her name is Yuan Yuan. Yuan Yuan is very well behaved. Yuan Yuan, please call her uncle, the woman said anxiously to the child in her arms, and the little girl timidly called out, uncle. Seeing that Meng Ping was still hesitating, the woman said in an almost begging voice, boss, I promise to make arrangements for my daughter. Really, it won't affect work. I've been here for a week. That's it, because I have a child, no matter where I applied for a job, I was not hired. Meng Ping cursed. Lu Ligan and the woman were both stunned. Meng Ping then said, give me the bag, and you can hold the child. Meng Ping and Lu Ligan said, let's take a taxi there. You can't even sit here. Lu Ligan said yes. Meng Ping took the woman's big backpack from her shoulder and put it on his own shoulder. Lu Ligan quickly walked to the roadside and stopped a taxi. Meng Ping put the bag into the back seat and let him go. The woman got into the back seat with her child, and then sat in the passenger seat. Lu Ligan watched as the car started and drove out. Lu Ligan was about to walk back to his motorcycle when the taxi stopped again. Meng Ping stretched out his head and waved to Lu Ligan, who quickly ran over. License plate, Pole, please give me the license plate, Meng Ping said. Lu Ligan quickly took out a pen and paper from his bag, wrote the ghost guy's license plate, and stuffed it into Meng Ping's hand. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Shi Niang. Chapter 306. Zhang Chen was sitting in the office and heard a car horn blaring outside. Zhang Chen walked to the door of the office and saw the gate of Wuzishan Road. The old janitor stopped a car and prevented it from entering. Seeing Zhang Chen appear at the door, the window of the passenger seat of the car rolled down. Meng Ping shouted to Zhang Chen, Mr. Zhang. Zhang Chen waved. The old man saw it and waved for Meng Ping and others to come in. A Mercedes-Benz drove to the door of Zhang Chen's office and stopped slowly. Zhang Chen saw that the driver was a woman. Meng Ping got out of the car, and following him from the back seat of the car, 3 more girls got out. One of them was holding a child. The old man at the door is quite responsible, Meng Ping said as soon as he got out of the car. Zhang Chen said with a smile, there is no way. At this time, there are often cars shopping and eating that want to park. If you don't stop, the parking lot will be full. Zhang Chen looked at the Mercedes-Benz in front of him and asked in surprise, what's going on? Meng Ping patted the hood gently and said to Zhang Chen, it's done, it's my car. No, I mean them. Do you take them shopping together? Oh, they are employees of my company. You haven't seen them before. I will introduce them to you later. This is my new driver today. This child is her daughter. Didn't the Pole tell you? He left this morning and never came. Haha, he's here to help me rent a car and recruit people. I'll probably be at my construction site this afternoon. Hurry up and arrest him. Why detain him? Let's eat. Didn't we agree to eat coconut chicken hot pot today? I brought everyone here, Meng Ping said. Zhang Chen was surprised again. He remembered that he had indeed mentioned it yesterday, but at that time, everyone thought that Meng Ping just said it casually. They did not expect that what he said was serious, and he really brought people in the company with him today. Now that they are here, he must have taken them to the Dongyang hot pot last time. Even though he was very poor at that time, this made Zhang Chen know him better. Okay, let them come in and sit down first, Zhang Chen said. No, let them line up first. Don't they have to wait there? They wait while we buckle the pole. Zhang Chen was confused. Did you really let them go there? Yes, Meng Ping knew what Zhang Chen was worried about, and he smiled. I told them about such a place, and when they heard it, they were almost excited to death, weren't they? He turned to ask the girls, who laughed wildly. But, there is a child. What's the matter? Let's eat what we have, as long as we are upright. After Meng Ping finished speaking, he turned around and told his men the location of the place. He turned left when he went out and walked for more than 10 meters. He saw a tire repairman repairing cars on the side of the road. He turned left again and entered from the alley on the side. Just walk straight there and ask for a big table. The 4 women left with their children in their arms. Meng Ping followed Zhang Chen into the office and sat down face to face. Zhang Chen was about to pick up the phone on the table and button Lu Li's pole. Meng Ping said, "Wait a minute, use my button to make me show off one time." He took out a mobile phone from his bag, buckled the stick, then stood the mobile phone on the table and stared at it. "I just bought it and I haven't used it yet," Meng Ping and Zhang Chen said. Zhang Chen smiled and said, "Do you want me to call you?" "If you want it, fight it quickly," Meng Ping shouted. Meng Ping told Zhang Chen his big brother number, and Zhang Chen dialed it. After a while, the big brother standing there rang. Meng Ping seemed to be startled, and he shrank back, and then I picked up the mobile phone and pressed the call button. "Hey, who are you looking for?" Meng Ping shouted loudly. Zhang Chen suppressed his laughter and said, "I'm looking for Mr. Meng." "Are you looking for Mr. Meng? Okay, wait, Mr. Meng, Mr. Meng, I have your phone number." Zhang Chen couldn't hold it back, laughed and cursed, "Damn it, what you are holding is a mobile phone, you think it is a landline, and you still want to ask Mr. Meng to answer the phone? Why doesn't Mr. Meng go? Die." Meng Ping was stunned for a moment, then he realized what he was doing, and he chuckled, "Isn't it because I'm still not used to it? Mr. Meng hasn't entered the state yet, oops, no, the pole can't come back in." Meng Ping thought that he had just detained Lu Ligan, so he quickly hung up the phone. Sure enough, as soon as the call was disconnected, the ringtone immediately started ringing again. Meng Ping picked up the phone, and Lu Ligan's serious voice sounded on the phone, "Hello, who is it?" "I am Lu Ligan." Meng Ping also put on a straight face and said seriously, "Hello, Mr. Lu Ligan, I am God, and I am honored to inform you." Lu Ligan was obviously stunned for a moment. He felt that the voice was a bit familiar, and he couldn't remember who it was for a moment, but the other person was obviously joking with him. Lu Ligan said, "Hello God, stop talking nonsense, is there anything on point? Girl, send me some quickly." Meng Ping couldn't help it anymore and said with a smile, "Gangzi, I'm Meng Ping. I'm here with Zhang Chen. Come here quickly." Lu Ligan cursed, "I'm on my humming way here. If I hadn't answered your stupid call, I would have already arrived. Hey, Meng Ping, is this your eldest brother?" "Yes, Pole, how is the sound quality?" Before Meng Ping finished speaking, Lu Ligan hung up the phone. After 4 or 5 minutes, there was a roar of motorcycles, and Lu Ligan arrived at the door. He got off the motorcycle and knocked on the roof of the parked Mercedes-Benz. He paused twice, then walked in and shouted, "That's awesome, Meng Ping, now he's fully armed." Meng Ping chuckled, "It's enough to be awesome for one day, and the battle will begin tomorrow." "Have you got a goal?" Zhang Chen asked. "Yes, there is a secretary in our municipal party committee office. He is a college classmate. He used to be in the United Front Work Department of the Nanjing Municipal Party Committee. Now he is here and is the section chief of the comprehensive section of the Heiken Municipal Government Office. I decided to visit him tomorrow. Starting from him, from point to point. Lu Ligan picked up Meng Ping's big brother, shook it twice, and shouted, "It's heavy enough to be used in fighting." "Nonsense, the phone is a tool for civilized communication, how can it be used for fighting?" Meng Ping scolded. "Just now, I used it to knock nails in." Zhang Chen and Lu Ligan both laughed, and Lu Ligan asked, "Why are you hammering nails?" "Helping Cao Ziahe hang the mosquito net, I don't have a hammer." "Who is Cao Ziahe?" Lu Ligan asked curiously. "I just found her in the afternoon," my driver Meng Ping said. "We found a house for her near the office." "No way, Meng Ping," Lu Ligan shouted, "you are a promising boss. You sleep in the office yourself and let your employees rent houses." Meng Ping scolded, "Don't I have children? I can't let my children live in the office with me." Zhang Chen was surprised. He asked Meng Ping, "You are rich now, so you don't need to live in an office, right?" "No, I didn't earn that money. I can save a little. Let me tell you, it's good to live in an office. It makes me feel like I have to live on my own. Especially in the future, I will drive a luxury car every day, spend the day and night outside, and come home when I go to the office and lie down. It reminds me of myself and helps me understand who I am and how much I weigh," Meng Ping said. "I agree with this. Look, I also insist on staying at Yilan's house," Lu Ligan said. Zhang Chen scolded, "You can't bear to play and sing every night, and you can't bear to let go of those two girls, right?" "Which two girls? In addition to your mistress, do you have another one?" Meng Ping asked. "More than that," Zhang Chen cursed. "Yes, and the one from last night, by the way, the Pole, and 10,000 more. Please help me bring it to your mistress. I brought it yesterday and forgot to give it to you." As Meng Ping spoke, he took out 10,000 yuan from his bag. Lu Ligan knew it was for Wen Wen, so he took it and put it in his bag. The three of them walked to the Coconut Chicken Hot Pot restaurant. Cao Ziahe and the others had already waited for their seats and went in. There was only one girl standing there waiting for them. Meng Ping formally introduced them to them. This was his assistant Jian Fang. Walking in and sitting down, Meng Ping then introduced the other two people. One was Finance Ye Yulan, and the other was Su Jiaking, his office director. In this way, everyone in his company, including family members, the child Yuan Yuan, Zhang Chen and Lu Ligan, knew them all. Several girls, with flushed faces, were very excited. Sometimes they looked around, sometimes they whispered to each other, and from time to time they let out soft laughter that they tried to suppress. The waiter came up with 2 pots and 2 plates of chicken, and they also paid attention. He was whispering to himself. Lu Ligan picked up the spoon, knocked on the pot, and said to them, "Hey, can you respect these 2 chickens?" Lu Ligan spoke too loudly, and everyone around him looked at them. The 3 girls stared at Lu Ligan for a while, and couldn't help but giggle. Lu Ligan himself also realized that chicken is a sensitive word here. He chuckled and wanted to say, sorry, I didn't mean it." The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Shi Niang. Chapter 307. From the next day, Meng Ping seemed to have disappeared. Lu Ligan went to Sanli Building several times and ran to Meng Ping's company. He only saw Ye Yulan, Su Jiaking, and Yuan Yuan climbing on the sofa. Next, Yuan Yuan saw Lu Ligan and knew him, so she giggled. This laughter reminded Lu Ligan of Huang Meili. Su Jiaking and Lu Ligan said that Mr. Meng and Jian Fang went out. They didn't know when they would come back or where they were going. Anyway, they were either drinking tea, coffee, or eating somewhere. "I want to hang out with Mr. Meng for a day, but Jian Fang still complains about being tired every day," Ye Yulan came over and said. "Me too, let Jian Fang take care of Yuan Yuan in the company tomorrow, and I will go out with Mr. Meng and Sister Xiao He. I can do what Jian Fang can do, Su Jiaking said. Okay, you are all talents. Lu Ligan smiled and left. Lu Ligan called Meng Ping's big brother. Every time he got through, Meng Ping was very busy and the voices in the background were very complicated. He didn't say a few words before being interrupted until Lu Ligan said that his company would open tomorrow. Meng Ping shouted, "Great, what do you need me to do? I need your help." "Okay, I'll stop all activities. We still need your car and driver. There are many people coming from Beijing and there are not enough cars." "No problem, all the people in my company will go there tomorrow and wait for dispatch." Lu Ligan Company completed the renovation 1 week earlier than expected. This was of course the result of Governor Tan's urging, and Lu Ligan also contributed to it. He spent time at the construction site every day, handing out water and cigarettes. The workers had never seen him treat himself. Such a diligent boss from party and naturally works hard. In addition, Zhang Chen comes over from time to time. Many workers here have worked under Zhang Chen. Knowing that Lu Ligan is a friend of the instructor, they work even harder. Sun Ho and the others were in Beijing, and various rumors kept coming, saying that the housing system was going to be reformed, and many people were ready to take action. Their president was particularly anxious. He had to explain to his superiors whether he could achieve results this year. It depends on whether the Hainan company can open smoothly. So when Lu Ligan reported to them that the decoration had been completed, it was really good news for them. The two banks quickly formed a group of more than a dozen people, preparing to go to Hainan to participate in the ribbon-cutting ceremony. On the opening day, Lu Yun came to help, Zhang Chen came to help, Mr. Tan obliged, and of course he came. Meng Ping really did as he promised, bringing everyone in the company, including Yuan. Sun Ho was very excited. He had finally seen Lu Ligan's energy, and he felt light on his face. After all, Lu Ligan was his final partner, and he had a guarantee. Not only did Lu Ligan complete every task from licensing to decoration earlier than they expected, he also used his connections today to send flower baskets to congratulate hundreds of companies. Even the security guards of Longji Building were dumbfounded. They had never seen a company opening with so many flower baskets. The flower baskets not only filled the halls upstairs and the first floor, but were also placed outside the gate and even to the Longji Building. Kunbei Road. There were a lot of vehicles at the entrance of Longji Building, all of them came to attend the opening ceremony and congratulations. There were 2 traffic policemen at the gate to help maintain order. They were invited by Mr. Tan. Mr. Xia and Mr. Tan helped them to invite several leaders from the province and city to cut the ribbon for today's opening ceremony. Lu Ligan, a joint reporter from 6 media outlets, did not dare to call out except for his own newspaper. He asked the directors of the advertising departments of the other 5 media companies. They were also very generous and sent front-line reporters and advertising directors to each newspaper. The media still has some weight in what they say. What troubles Lu Ligan is that he has to work hard to avoid their cameras, lest the director of his newspaper see his figure in the newspaper or on TV, and he will be scolded to death, not that he will be scolded. You shouldn't have a business outside, but you would scold him for not telling him earlier. How the hell could you make a cold shot in the middle of the night? Lu Ligan worried and hid, but finally did not hide. When cutting the ribbon, he, the general manager, had to show up in front of the camera. Later, Lu Yun and Chen Qiang were waiting in line, and they found that there were too many leaders coming today, and they were at the same level. No one could be placed in the second row. They could only stand in a row and click the scissors together. But if we add the 2 presidents and Lu Ligan, we won't be able to stand in the small space at the door. Lu Ligan quickly said, "Then I don't have to go up. I'm a little brat, and I don't look good going up." The president of Sun Ho knew about this situation, and he said in a high-spirited manner, "I don't need to do it. We will send a representative to cut the ribbon with the local leaders. This representative is of course the president of their superior bank. President Sun Ho and the others became the ones presiding over the ceremony, so Lu Ligan didn't have to show his face during the whole process. Lu Ligan finally breathed a sigh of relief. It was so dangerous. Of course Lu Ligan didn't dare to tell Huang Meli about today's incident, but Huang Meli knew it somehow. Maybe when he was with Lu Ligan was bragging and accidentally mentioned that Huang Meli was remember. Lu Ligan, Lu Yun, Chen Qiang, and Sun Ho stood talking. From a distance, they saw the elevator door open and Huang Meli walked out, followed by a person with a flower basket in his hand. Lu Ligan was startled. Damn it, why is she here? Lu Ligan stood there and hurriedly hid behind Sun Ho, lamenting in his heart that it was over. He was worried and scared. He didn't expect that he would die today. Lu Ligan stretched his head to take a look and saw Li Yong talking to Huang Meli. His legs were shaking with fear. He knew they were coming this way soon and he had no way to hide. Lu Yun was still right next to him. Around. Chen Qiang found that Lu Ligan's face was ugly and he was trembling, so he quickly asked, Gangzi, what's wrong with you? Lu Ligan quickly said, I'm nervous. I have never experienced such a scene. The three people all laughed, and Lu Yun cursed, it's worthless. Just as Zhang Chen was passing by, Lu Ligan quickly grabbed him and said to him, Zhang Chen, look what happened to Li Yong. When he said this, he pointed towards Li Yong. Zhang Chen glanced over there and saw Huang Meli. He was also startled. He looked at Lu Ligan and understood that he was there. Why are you nervous? I walked over quickly. Li Yong was in charge of helping register the unit where flower baskets were delivered. He saw the elevator door open and a pretty girl with fashionable clothes came out. He looked around and went to greet her and asked her if she was here to deliver flower baskets. Huang Meli said yes. Thank you, beautiful lady, please let me register. Li Yong was holding a notebook in his hand, and while talking, he looked at the signature of the flower basket. He was shocked when he saw that the signature was Hainan Economic Development Group. This was the largest enterprise in Hainan at the time and the most famous in Haikan. Its strength far surpassed that of the Haikan factory, which was in full swing at the time and advertised coconut juice on CCTV. Beauty, are you from Jingfa Group? Li Yong asked. Yes, I am here on behalf of it, Huang Meli said. Thank you, thank you. Welcome. May I ask, Beauty, who are you in contact with here? Old Ma. Lao Ma. Li Yong was confused. After thinking for a while, he didn't remember who Lao Ma was. He looked at Huang Meli and asked, who is this Lao Ma? Huang Meli thought about it herself and giggled. How could he know Lao Ma? Huang Meli said, Lao Ma is. Meli, are you here too? Zhang Chen walked to their side. Huang Meli saw Zhang Chen and shouted happily, Brother Zhang. Zhang Chen and Li Yong said, my friend, Huang Meli, Cao Tu Huang, the beautiful one. Li Yong wrote in his notebook, Hainan Economic Development Group, Huang Meli. When Huang Meli saw it, he wanted to correct that his name was not Huang Meli, but after thinking about it, he didn't say, just be beautiful, that's good. Li Yong registered and walked away. Huang Meli asked Zhang Chen, where is Lao Ma? I want to settle an account with him. On a day like today, he dared not tell me. When I went to the flower shop to buy flowers, when I saw the flower basket someone ordered at the flower shop, I saw the name written on it, it was Lao Ma's company, and when I asked, I found out that it opens today. Maybe he has too many things to do, forget about it, look at so many people, Zhang Chen said. Huang Meli's eyes were still searching around, and Zhang Chen quickly asked, are you driving? It's open. Can you please take me back to the office? I have to pick up something. Okay. The two of them went downstairs and arrived at the parking lot. Zhang Chen saw Huang Meili's car and understood that the person behind Huang Meili was really awesome. Lu Ligan, I can't even watch you humming die 5 times, Zhang Chen cursed in his heart. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Shi Niang. Chapter 308. Zhang Chen pointed Huang Meili through the gate on Wuzishan Road and drove until he stopped at the door of the office. Along the way, Zhang Chen racked his brains and thought, what the hell is going to happen next? After the ribbon-cutting ceremony over there, we have to go to Nance Huang Hotel for Chinese food together. At noon today, the second floor of Nance Huang Hotel was completely occupied by Lu. The two bank presidents, Sun Ho and Lu Ligan, accompanied by several leaders, took care of it on the third floor, while Lu Yun and Chen Qiang helped arrange and take care of it on the second floor. Huang Meili was brought out, and the crisis was temporarily relieved, but she could not be let go. Once she left, she would definitely go to Lu Ligan. If she met Lu Yun and Chen Qiang, Huang Meili would not hide it. Yes, everyone can see that her relationship with Lu Lipol is unusual. Why don't they break up immediately? In addition, there are Meng Ping and the women in their company. They don't know what they will say when they see Huang Meili. It's hard not to think twice. Huang Meili is beside her. Now, she has no way to call Meng Ping or anyone to say hello first. The only way is to try to keep her and not let her go, and there is no way to force her to stay. The harder you force her to stay, the more suspicious you become, and the more you want to find Lu Ligan. What should I do? Lu Ligan, damn you, you only care about your own happiness and leave such a problem to me. Zhang Chen cursed in his heart. The two of them entered the office. Zhang Chen said, sit down. Huang Meili sat down. Zhang Chen sat down at his seat opposite, opened the drawer to look at it, then closed it. His mind went blank. He stood up, walked to the cabinet, and opened the cabinet door. His mind was still blank. He told Huang Meili earlier that sending me to get something was just a temporary excuse. If there was any damn thing to get, he would do it now. Just make up something you want to take, and after you take it, it's time to go back, right? But he just couldn't go back. Huang Meili cannot be allowed to go back. What the hum? Zhang Chen rummaged through the cabinets above and below. He could feel Huang Meili's eyes lingering on his back, waiting for him to find what he was looking for. Zhang Chen said hey and continued to search. Huang Meili asked, Brother Zhang, can't you find something? Zhang Chen responded indiscriminately, saying, yes, I remember it was here, but why is it gone? What is it? Either don't look for it. Why don't I go to Wanghai Mall or DC City and buy one? Huang Meili said. Zhang Chen said bravely, you can't buy this thing. After saying that, he felt his head was heavy. Is there anything else that couldn't be bought at Wanghai Mall and DC City? Is it Sun Wukong's golden cudgel or Princess Iron Fan's banana fan? Zhang Chen didn't need to look back to know that the eyes behind him must be full of suspicion. Zhang Chen saw the paint in the cabinet and had an idea. He turned around and told Huang Meili that it was a rendering of Lao Ma's company. A leader from Beijing was flying back to Beijing in the evening and wanted to take it back. Huang Meili said oh and nodded. Zhang Chen said, I remember that I put it in the cabinet, but why is it gone? What should I do? Zhang Chen pretended to be helpless and scratched his head with the thumb of his right hand. Huang Meili giggled. Zhang Chen looked at her doubtfully and asked, why are you laughing? Brother Zhang, have you ever watched the Hong Kong TV series Eagle of the Earth? Zhang Chen shook his head. You look a lot like the actor Wu Jinyu in it. Really, Brother Zhang? He is an actor, but I am nothing. How dare I compare with him? Zhang Chen said, cursing himself in his mind, aren't you a humming actor now? Your acting skills are probably no worse than Wu Jinyu's. No, Brother Zhang, you are not nothing. In my opinion, you are the best designer I have ever seen. Really, what a great design you have for the lobby of Wanghai Tower, Huang Mei shouted. Zhang Chen quickly said thank you. He deliberately pretended to be casual and asked Huang Mei, are you in a hurry to go back to the Pearl Tower? There's no rush. You don't have time to talk to me even if you go to Laoma. Okay, look, I can't find the rendering. I can only draw another one. We can finish it and send it over, okay. Okay, I want to watch you draw. Zhang Chen glanced at Huang Mei and said, I can help you draw a picture first. Zhang Chen thought, this can delay some time. Really? Huang Mei shouted. Certainly. Okay, you draw, how do I sit down? Zhang Chen asked Huang Mei to sit there. Like a director or a photographer, he squinted his eyes and looked at her. He asked her to look at her from the front, from the side, tilt her head up, then look down, then lower her head, yes, turn her head. Go a little further, okay, a little lower, don't raise your eyes, be more natural, yes, that's it, think about what you think about most. Huang Mei listened to Zhang Chen's command, turned her face to Zhang Chen, lowered her head and eyelids, and began to think of her own thoughts. Zhang Chen looked at it, and his heart skipped a beat. From Huang Mei's face, he saw a touch of sadness. Zhang Chen opened his sketchbook and started drawing with a pen. He first drew a long arc, which was Huang Mei's long hair, and then drew another one, crossing the one below with the one in front, which was her other one. Under these two long locks of hair, a drooping face that was half covered by the long hair was drawn. Then he drew the drooped eyelids and eyes. There was a kind of affection and fascination in the eyes, as well as a touch of sadness. Then draw the thin, lightly pursed lips, and finally the round chin. In the sketchbook, a highly summarized and concise girl's face appeared, Huang Mei's face. Because of the two long locks of hair, the entire picture appeared in a crescent shape. Although there are only a few strokes, the picture is exquisitely conceived and the characters are beautiful and moving. Zhang Chen himself was attracted. Zhang Chen sighed softly. He felt that he painted too fast and failed to achieve his purpose of delaying time. However, there was no way to add even one more stroke to this painting. Huang Mei saw Zhang Chen drawing for a few minutes and then stopped there, staring at the sketchbook in front of her. Huang Mei thought Zhang Chen was thinking about something and did not dare to express her anger for fear of disturbing Zhang Chen. Until Zhang Chen put down the pen, looked at her, and said helplessly, okay. Okay, Huang Mei was shocked, so fast. Zhang Chen smiled and pushed the sketchbook over. Huang Mei took a look at it and exclaimed ah, which was shocked. The girl on the picture was so beautiful, it was simply stunning. Huang Mei looked at her eyebrows and lips carefully, and she slowly felt a little proud in her heart. She felt that everything about it looked too much like herself. If not yourself, who could it be? It turns out that I can be so beautiful. It's so beautiful, Huang Mei sighed softly, not sure whether she was marveling at the painting or herself. Do you like it? Zhang Chen asked. I like it so much. Gave it to you. Thank you brother Zhang. Huang Mei probably felt that saying thank you was not enough. She stood up and bowed to Zhang Chen seriously, which made Zhang Chen laugh. Huang Mei herself also giggled. Zhang Chen and Huang Mei said, okay, now I'm going to start drawing the renderings. Okay, let me see your painting, Huang Mei said enthusiastically. Brother Zhang, is there anything you need me to do for you? Zhang Chen thought for a while and said, either you can help me go to the pool to get some water. Huang Mei immediately ran out with the plastic jug Zhang Chen handed her. She came back with a full jug of water and put it on the table. She saw Zhang Chen fixing lead drawing paper on the drawing board and there was a box of paints on the table. There was an empty palette box next to the paint box. Huang Mei said. Brother Zhang, can I help you squeeze out the paint? Zhang Chen said yes without thinking. Zhang Chen held the pencil in his right hand, fixed the lead drawing paper, and started drawing. It's all packed, brother Zhang. 10 minutes later, Huang Meili said from behind. Zhang Chen turned around and almost laughed. He saw Huang Meili filling every small square of the palette with different colors of paint. There was a mess on the side, with empty paint tubes scattered around, and her hands and face were stained with colorful paints. Zhang Chen quickly said thank you, and Huang Meili smiled and said, "You're welcome. Unfortunately, the paints are all gone. How about, brother Zhang, can I buy another box?" "No, no, no," Zhang Chen said quickly, "I still have it here." "Then do you want me to continue squeezing for you?" "That's enough." "Okay, you go ahead and draw, brother Zhang. I'll sit here and watch without disturbing you," Huang Meili said. "You'd better go wash up first," Zhang Chen pointed to his face with a smile. Huang Meili wiped her hands with a tissue, took out the makeup mirror from her bag, opened it, and saw the big painted face in the mirror. Huang Meili couldn't help but giggled. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Shi Niang. Chapter 309. The two of them were painting and looking at each other, chatting together. This morning, no one came to disturb them. Zhang Chen gradually felt relieved. He felt that Huang Meili's posture was very relaxed and she was very comfortable. There was no rush to return to the Pearl Building, nor was there any rush to find Lu Ligan. Zhang Chen secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Seeing that it was almost noon, Zhang Chen thought that Lu Ligan and the others should have gone to Nance Huang Hotel by now. Zhang Chen secretly glanced at Huang Meili and asked casually. "They are having a dinner at Nance Huang at noon. It is noisy. Do you want to join in the fun?" Huang Meili frowned and said with some disdain, "What's so delicious about this kind of rice? I hate eating with so many people I don't know. Everyone is so pretentious." Zhang Chen smiled and said, "I hate it too." "Brother Zhang, let me invite you to dinner," Huang Meili said. Zhang Chen hesitated. He thought that although this could hold Huang Meili back, eating alone with someone else's mistress and Lu Ligan's son would be quite embarrassing. Zhang Chen thought about it and said with a smile. "Either I invite you to eat in the staff canteen of Wanghai Building, and we go get food and eat back here." Okay, Huang Meili shouted, "I haven't eaten in the cafeteria since I left school." "That's great. If you eat it every day, you won't feel better," Zhang Chen said with a smile. He took 2 bowls from the cabinet, handed them to Huang Meili, took 2 more for himself, and then took out a bundle of meal tickets tied with rubber bands from the drawer. Huang Meili had sharp eyes and shouted, "Give it to me, brother Zhang, give me the meal ticket." Zhang Chen handed the meal ticket to Huang Meili. Huang Meili looked at it in her hand and said, "I will eat up all the meal tickets and make you poor." Zhang Chen smiled, "Okay, if you have the guts, you can make us poor." The two of them arrived at the staff canteen. There was a long queue at the window to buy food and vegetables. Zhang Chen got in the queue. Huang Meili didn't queue, but walked directly to the front of the queue. She wanted to see what food was available. What surprised Zhang Chen secretly was that many people in the team knew Huang Meili. When they saw her, they asked strangely, "Miss Huang, why are you here?" "It's time to get food. My eldest brother invites me to dinner," Huang Meili said and pointed to the back. Those people looked behind and giggled when they saw Zhang Chen. Zhang Chen's face turned red from their laughter. He seemed to hear them saying, "Too stingy Mr. Zhang, please invite all the beauties to the staff canteen for dinner." Huang Meili walked to the front and looked inside through the glass. When she came back and pouted, Zhang Chen asked her what was wrong. "Humph, they are all my favorite dishes," Huang Meili scolded. She looked down at the bowl in her hand, which meant that there were too few bowls. She said to Zhang Chen, "Brother Zhang, we don't buy food if you don't know whether it's good or not, just eat the vegetables, the rice doesn't taste good." Zhang Chen said yes. "Miss Huang, why is it you?" The two waiters at the front desk had just finished washing the dishes in the sink. When they came back, they saw Huang Meili and shouted in surprise. Huang Meili looked at them and asked, "Have you eaten yet?" The two people nodded, "I just finished eating." Huang Meili laughed playfully, took the bowl from their hands, and said to them, "Lend me the bowl and I will return it to you later." Huang Meili said and nodded at Zhang Chen with her chin. Zhang Chen quickly said, "Okay, I will send it to you later." The two waiters looked at them with a smile, said goodbye and walked away, whispering as they walked, looking back at Zhang Chen and Huang Meili from time to time. Huang Meili and Zhang Chen said, "Brother Zhang, I'll queue up. I'll call you when I get there. Just help me get it." Zhang Chen walked out of the team and gave up his seat to Huang Meili. Zhang Chen walked to the back of the queue and saw a bellman looking at him and smiling. Zhang Chen approached and asked, "Do you know her?" "Of course, Miss Huang, no one at the front desk knows her." "Why, Mr. Zhang, you were with her, and you don't know her?" "I know her surname is Huang. She is a friend of a friend. I don't know her very well." The bellman nodded, and Zhang Chen asked again, "Where does this Miss Huang come from?" "I don't know," the bellman said. "She is a regular customer of ours, so I know she must be very rich and have a great background." "If you don't know, how do you know she has a great background?" Zhang Chen scolded. "She used the price negotiated by Jingfa Group. She has the right to sign at our front desk. She is often in the room, ordering food randomly, and can spend several thousand a day. Jingfa Group has never had any doubts about her bill, no matter how much it is. Admit it, that's the Jingfa Group, do you think it's a big deal?" Zhang Chen understood, and he said, "So to speak, it really has a background." Zhang Chen handed a cigarette to the bellman, and the two of them smoked and chatted as the team moved forward. However, Zhang Chen did not get any more information. He only knew that her real name was not Huang Meili, but Huang Rong. "That's Huang Rong," the bellman said. "Damn it, it's with Guojing, not Lu Ligan." Brother Zhang, come on," Huang Meili shouted. She was already waiting in line and was already getting food. Zhang Chen hurriedly ran to the front. Huang Meili handed the bowls into the window one by one, picked the dishes, took them one by one, and handed them to Zhang Chen. Zhang Chen arranged them on the terrazzo table next to the glass window. The 8 bowls were quickly prepared. After 8 dishes, Huang Meili came out and said to Zhang Chen excitedly, "The cafeteria in Wanghalu is great. It's much better than the one in our school. I will eat here often in the future." Zhang Chen smiled and said, "Okay, welcome." The two of them stood there. Zhang Chen looked at the 8 bowls of food in front of him and said to Huang Meili, "How can we take it back with 2 of us and 4 hands?" "Wait, I'll look for one of my workers and ask him to help us take it back." "No, no, no, I'll teach you," Huang Meili shouted. She held 2 bowls of vegetables in both hands, lined up the other 2 bowls side by side, and held the 2 bowls firmly between her elbows and the 2 bowls in her hands. Then he picked up 4 bowls of food. Zhang Chen followed suit and picked up the other 4 bowls. The two of them walked outside. Huang Meili proudly said to Zhang Chen, "Did you see that? Pediatrics, I did this every day when I was in school." Zhang Chen thought to himself, if you can buy 4 bowls of food for every meal at school, you are undoubtedly rich. Could it be that someone was taking care of you when you were studying? Zhang Chen was stunned for a moment, and then he understood that he might have been sent to college after being kept by someone. After all, men like to take their mistresses out to socialize, and they are not willing to invest in their mistresses. The two of them took the dishes back to the office and placed them on the table. Jiang Chen thought to himself that it would be awkward to eat the dishes like this, so he prepared to go out and buy a drink for Huang Mei. Huang Mei asked him, "Do you have any wine here?" Jiang Chen said, "There is only liquor. If you want beer or red wine, I will buy it outside. It's a short walk away." "No, let's just drink some liquor," Huang Mei said. Jiang Chen took out the jagui wine from the cabinet, found 2 more cups, and poured half a cup of wine for each of the 2 people. Huang Mei picked up the cup, sniffed it with her nose, and exclaimed, "It smells so good." Huang Mei raised her cup, clinked it with Jiang Chen, took a sip, and exclaimed excitedly, "It's so good, I feel like I'm back in school again." "You're in school, and that's all you eat?" "Yes, but the food is not as delicious as here. It tastes terrible." "It looks like it is for pigs," Huang Mei smiled, "but eating pig food, we have graduated." The 2 of them finished half a glass of wine and then had another half glass. Jiang Chen was secretly surprised. He felt that Huang Mei had a good drinking capacity. A glass of high-strength white wine could last more than 3 ounces, and even his expression did not change. After the 2 of them finished eating, Jiang Chen wanted to wash the dishes, but Huang Mei said, I'll go, don't you still have to catch up on painting?" Jiang Chen had no choice but to let her go, picked up the brush, and continued to paint pretentiously. Huang Mei came back with a stack of bowls, and Jiang Chen said to her apologetically, "I don't have a place to rest here, so you can lie down on the table." "No, I don't take a nap. The most annoying thing about this place in Haikan is that at this time, everyone is taking a nap and no ghosts can be found. Brother Jiang, please continue painting while I watch." Jiang Chen's eyelids were actually fighting, but he had no choice but to continue painting, barely holding on until almost 2 o'clock. Huang Mei's BB machine rang. She looked at it, frowned, and said to Jiang Chen, "Brother Jiang, let me borrow the phone." Jiang Chen said yes without looking back. He heard that Huang Mei seemed to be talking to someone on the phone. Her tone was quite impatient. After saying a few words, she shouted, Okay, I'll be back," she said and hung up the phone. Jiang Chen turned around and looked at her. Huang Mei smiled reluctantly and said to Jiang Chen, "Brother Jiang, I'm sorry, I can't send you off. My family wants me to go back." Jiang Chen said, "Okay, it doesn't matter, I can just take the car there by myself." Huang Mei carefully rolled the painting Jiang Chen gave her into a cylinder, held it in her hand, waved to Jiang Chen and said, "Thank you, Brother Jiang," she said and walked out. Jiang Chen looked at her back and was startled. Girls are good girls, but the problem is too complicated. Jiang Chen sighed. The roar of the motor came from the door, and then it walked away. Jiang Chen put the unfinished renderings and the drawing board on the top of the cabinet, put away the easel, and leaned against the wall next to the cabinet. He felt so sleepy that he lay down on the table, ready to take a nap. The BB camera in his waist rang. He looked at it and saw that it belonged to Lu Ligan. "I'm having a meeting at the company, how's it going? How is the situation? Just keep worrying about it, I'll tell you when I wake up." Jiang Chen threw the BB machine on the table and continued to sleep. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Shi Niang. Chapter 310. The 2 bank presidents were going back to Beijing tomorrow. After lunch, they went back to the hotel to rest and decided to meet again with Sun Ho and Lu Ligan at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Lu Ligan, Lu Yun, Sun Ho, and Li Yong took Chen Qiang's car back to Minglongji building. When they went upstairs, they saw Meng Ping, Qian Fang, Su Jiaking, and Ye Yulan doing sanitation. Lu Ligan he quickly ran over and shouted, "Mr. Meng, how can I let you come on stage in person?" Meng Ping smiled and said, "What is Mr. Meng? When you put on clothes, you are Mr. Meng." When you take off your clothes, you are the cleaner. I said we will help to the end today. Chen Qiang and Li Yong saw Meng Ping running up and down busy in the morning, and thought he was sent by Mr. Tan. At that time, everyone was very busy and had no time to inquire. Now after the introduction, they knew this. It was Meng Ping whom Lu Ligan often mentioned. Everyone worked together and quickly cleaned up the entire office area. After sitting down in the rest area of the large office space outside, Chen Qiang asked, "Where is Zhang Chen? I didn't seem to see Zhang Chen when I had lunch. Which of you did? Have you passed?" Li Yong said, "I was here in the morning, and then I seemed to have left with a woman from the Jingfa group." Jingfa group? Ganzi, do you still have dealings with Jingfa group? Lu Yun asked. Their boss seems to be very arrogant and has a lot of heirs. Our vice president has not been able to meet us even after visiting us several times. Lu Ligan didn't know what they were talking about. Of course he knew Jingfa group and had visited several times, but let alone the boss, he had never even met the office director. Every time he was dismissed by the office staff. Yes, they brought a flower basket this morning. That woman also knew Zhang Chen and called him brother Zhang. Li Yong said. Oh, that might be Zhang Chen's face. Lu Ligan said vaguely that he knew that the woman Li Yong was talking about was Huang Meili. It turned out that the flower basket she sent in the morning was sent on behalf of Jingfa Group. In this way, the old man behind her should be he is from Jingfa Group, not the boss, but one of the top few people. No wonder he has such great arrogance. Zhang Chen told me that he had something important to go back to, Lu Ligan told them. Sun Ho turned around and saw Huang Jianren sitting in his office. Sun Ho and Lu Yun said, "You guys chat, I'll come over." Sun Ho got up and walked towards Huang Jianren's office. He was also annoyed by his constant complaints and wanted to hear what he had to say. As soon as Sun Ho sat down, Huang Jianren started talking non-stop. Huang Jianren talked for a long time, and Sun Ho understood. He said, "I understand, you want people, but Mr. Lu won't recruit them, you want a car and a phone number, but Mr. Lu won't give them, and you want the company to not buy a house, so that's it? Even if you rent a better apartment, Mr. Lu won't agree to it. This will make it difficult for you to work, right?" Huang Jianren nodded. "Do you know how much the house that Mr. Lu lives in costs? Did you know that Mr. Lu rides his own motorcycle when he runs around every day?" He knew that there were only a few people in the unit, but not only could all the work not be left behind, but all the work had to be done in advance. Then all these tasks, including the decoration construction site, would only be looked after by him. Have you ever thought about this? Sun Ho looked at Huang Jianren and continued, "When you asked to come to Hainan, I told you that you didn't go to Hainan to enjoy the sunshine and beaches and the beauties on the streets. You went to start a business. The environment here is unlike Beijing, everyone is racing against time. If you succeed, no one may cheer for you, because everyone takes it for granted. If you fail, I'm sorry, but no one will sympathize with you, because the chance of failure in starting a business is very high. If you have tears, you can only swallow them in your own stomach. Did you see that Meng Ping outside? He is also a person after all. The boss of the company, do you know what he just said? He said that when you put on clothes, you are the boss, and when you take off your clothes, you are the cleaner. How well said this is the mentality that an entrepreneur should have. It has been more than a month since you arrived in Hainan. What have you done? Yes, the company is under renovation and you don't even have an office space, but besides complaining, have you used this time to get to know the city and this island? Have you thought of ways to make some friends? Have you ever tried to change yourself? Tell me, what are the main streets in Haikan? It's opening today. There are so many flower baskets below. Tell me, which one of them was sent for your sake? No. Do you know how Mr. Lu dealt with so many companies and became friends with them? To be honest, even when I come to Hainan, I have to change myself. If I don't change, I won't be able to persist in Hainan. It's not like we are in Beijing, where we sit in the office every day and people come to our door to ask for help. The work here is, you have to explore it yourself. Huang Jianren lowered his head after being told by Sun Ho. Sun Ho told him, think about it for yourself. If you can't adapt, go back to Beijing. Only people can change themselves to adapt to the environment. There is no external environment to change to adapt to you. Here, no one will buy your account. Lu Yun and Qiang came over. Lu Yun and Sun Ho said, Sun Ho, I'm going back, you guys go get busy. Sun Ho stood up and said to Huang Jianren, that's it, you can think about what I say to you. Huang Jianren hummed. Sun Ho walked out and saw off Lu Yun with Chen Qiang. Lu Yun asked, what's wrong with this bitch? Sun Ho smiled. He was a child, ignorant, and wearing the hat of a vice president. He came here in a glamorous manner, thinking that he had finally made it through. But he didn't expect that when he got here, he even had to clean the office by himself. Chen Qiang and Lu Yun both laughed. Where's the Pole? Sun Ho asked Lu Yun. He went to the office and called Zhang Chen. Lu Yun said. What are you worrying about? I've already said goodbye. Chen Qiang was teasing from the side, and Sun Ho quickly said yes, I woke up so damn early and didn't even catch up, how can I not be greedy? You, Lu Yun cursed. After seeing off Lu Yun at the elevator entrance, Sun Ho walked to Lu Ligan's office. Lu Ligan had just sent a message to Zhang Chen and was waiting for him to call back. When he saw Sun Ho coming in, he became nervous and thought that if Zhang Chen called now, he would have to press him down first. Fortunately, after waiting for a while, Zhang Chen didn't call back, and Lu Yun had already left, so Lu Ligan felt relieved. Sun Ho and Lu Ligan said, the two presidents are very satisfied with today's ceremony. To be honest, when we came, we didn't expect there would be such a big battle. We know that you and Xiao Huang are the only two here. I just wanted to bring more people here to boost the popularity, but I didn't expect there would be so many people today. What a surprise. Thank you, it's all friends who help, Lu Ligan said. Having many friends also shows your ability, Sun Ho said. By the way, Zhangzi, I have something to tell you. Don't be too shabby here. Is this still shabby? Lu Ligan looked around and asked doubtfully. I'm not talking about the office. The office is very grand. I'm talking about the people. Although we are a new company, we are also a large and powerful company. We can't even have the style of Li Yang's company. You are a general manager and you have to ride a horse, a motorcycle. We have discussed this matter. The car still needs to be matched, and it must be matched immediately. Brother, although you have not made this request, I think it must be matched immediately. You must allow us to be available at any time, 24 hours a day. I can find you. Lu Ligan scratched his head and said, I think it's too wasteful. After buying this car, no one knows how to drive it, and I have to hire a driver. It's not as convenient as me riding a motorcycle. Sun Ho shook his head and said, this is not a matter of convenience. This car is a symbol of power in Beijing. We can do it. You can buy any kind of car, but now there is only one Xyli. Why? I dare not buy it. This is not the central government. A document was issued just the year before last that stipulates that Santana is only assigned to the ministerial level. As a small bank, if we dare to match a high-ranking bank, using Santana is an overstep. But Haiken is different. In Haiken, every decent company has cars, and they are all Mercedes-Benz. This car in Haiken is the face of the company and a symbol of the company's strength. People are trying to embarrass themselves and pretend to be fat. We have this strength, why not buy it? Also, for the next project to be carried out, you will go to various departments and deal with them a lot, right? You can invite the director of the department to dinner and tell them, come on, director, sit in the back and I will take you there on my motorcycle. Hotel, or rather, chief, please wait at the door while I call a taxi. It would be strange if the chief didn't scare you away. When Sun Ho said this, he laughed. Lu Ligan also thought of what Meng Ping said and felt that what Sun Ho said was reasonable. Okay, I'll arrange this, Lu Ligan said.